Hey, welcome to the weekly wrap only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Castoreno. We want to get you covered on some of the biggest stories on the week so you can stay in the know. At number 5 in our countdown, the clock is ticking for TikTok to remain online in the U.S. The popular social network app has 9 days left to find a buyer. This has been an ongoing issue since last year when Congress passed a bill forcing TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance to sell the platform, citing national security concerns. Critics warn user data is at risk as long as ByteDance owns it, but ByteDance insists it does not share data with Chinese government. Now, President Trump already extended the deadline twice and is reportedly considering a third reprieve. At number 4, Mayor Ron Nirenberg addressed San Antonio for the last time earlier this week before he steps away from office. After his 8-year run as mayor of San Antonio, Mayor-elect Gina Ortiz-Jones will officially take over the role towards the end of June. Nirenberg noted the wins for the city during his time as mayor, but reminded everyone of what has yet to be done. He also focused on the growth of San Antonio and the unfinished projects, leaving his legacy open-ended.
So keep reaching higher for yourself, San Antonio, but always remember that you have two hands. It costs nothing to reach out for a neighbor, but it could mean everything to our community. Under their leadership, I wish for our city of San Antonio to continue its steady march toward a more resilient, prosperous, and equitable city for all. So yeah, pardon the dust, but we are busy building the best damn city in the United States.
Mayor-elect Gina Ortiz-Jones will be sworn in on June 18th. And after more than 40 years at KENS 5, she said goodbye to the anchor desk, but not to San Antonio. Our own Deborah Knapp was back in the spotlight this week, recognized by Bexar County leaders for a legacy that's far from over. Roxy Van Ruten has more on this special honor.
Tension between the two communist countries. Kruger party, and the mood here jubilant. Getting packed in here. We have a little bit of a soap opera developing.
Well, it's been 3 weeks since Deborah Knapp signed off for the last time at KENS 5, but this morning she was back, not in the studio, but in the Bexar County Commissioner's courtroom, being recognized for her decades of service to San Antonio.
The Bexar County Commissioner's Court hereby recognizes and celebrates the legacy and work of Miss Deborah Knapp. Witness our signatures and seal of office this 10th day of June 2025, signed by your Commissioner's Court.
I'm just so touched, and I love that the proclamation said that I'll always be KENS 5, because I will. But even though I've stepped away from the anchor desk, my heart is fully invested in this community, and so I'm looking forward to continuing my work with Alamo colleges and the mission churches and continuing to give back.
I am very proud of my mother, and it was such an honor to be able to be here today to witness recognition of her wonderful work that she does for the community. She is an inspiration to the entire city, and no one more so than me.
I'm feeling great. It's wonderful that Deborah's being recognized for all her hard work over these years, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm really happy to have her home.
Deborah Knapp may be off the air, but she's still every bit the heartbeat of this city. Roxy Van Ruten, KENS 5.
A big congrats to our Deborah Knapp. The weekly wrap is after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
A broken vehicle fixed after 5 months of no help.
KENS 5 made it 100% better.
A busted windshield fixed after getting the runaround from a contractor.
And you guys did it. Y'all were amazing.
A much-needed tax refund this man couldn't access. Yep, fixed.
KENS 5 actually helped me out quite a lot, actually.
Have a consumer problem you can't solve? Call KENS. Weekdays at 6 on KENS 5.
Got a problem? Call KENS. They will solve the problem.
My name is Sue Kalberg, I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very, 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 very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, You can get paid for that. Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the Kens family because the Kens family is the San Antonio family. I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
We want to get you breaking news right now.
Here, let me show you the police activity. New insight into a deadly police shooting.
We just got an update from fire officials. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage, live or on demand, right here on KENS 5+.
Welcome back to the Weekly Wrap. At number 3 in our countdown, temporary paper license plates are soon to be a thing of the past here in Texas. The goal to cut down on fraudulent plates that are easy to duplicate. House Bill 718 says paper tags will no longer be issued beginning July 1st, replacing them with metal ones that are much harder to copy. We spoke with the manager of a car dealership who says getting rid of the temporary paper license plates is a good way to help cut down on cars that criminals can cash in on.
That will help a lot, I think, because anyone that has like paper plates in the streets, they could just take a picture, print it out, and anyone could use those plates.
Once the state stops issuing the paper tags, the ones that do remain and are legitimate will expire on September 1st. At number 2 in our countdown, President Trump announced his plans to restore the names of 7 Army posts that previously honored Confederate leaders. He made the announcement in a speech at Fort Bragg on Tuesday. In a statement, the Army said it would take immediate action to restore the old names of the bases, but noted the bases names will now technically honor American soldiers who had names and initials similar to the Confederate leader, so a workaround. One of the bases being renamed is Fort Cavazos. The Army post in Killeen will go back to its original name of Fort Hood. Fort Cavazos was renamed in 2023 to honor General Richard Cavazos, the U.S. Army's first Hispanic 4-star general. Fort Hood was originally named after Confederate General John Bell Hood, but it would be renamed after World War I Colonel Robert B. Hood. And we've all heard the phrase, you are what you eat, but what you eat can really have a direct impact, not just on your physical health, but also your mental health. KENS 5's Jeremy Baker tells us more in this week's Healthy Essay.
90% of the body's serotonin is produced in the gut. Production of the neurotransmitter is essential to regulate your mood and your immune system, showing the connection between what you eat and your mental health.
Nutrition provides building blocks for neurotransmitters, hormones, brain structure. So when you're eating well, you're actually supporting your mood and your mind.
Within the walls of your digestive system exists the enteric nervous system, or ENS. Think of it as a brain in your gut, which is made up of 100 million nerve cells lining the gastrointestinal tract. Its main role is to control digestion by releasing enzymes to break down food and control blood flow for nutrient absorption. And it communicates with the brain, which could explain why many people with IBS or bowel problems develop depression and anxiety. Making sure you're getting enough of the right nutrients is key to making sure your gut and brain health are in tip-top shape.
Like foods that are high and rich in omega-3. Picking foods that are rich in magnesium. Picking foods that are rich in the Bs, the B6, B12, folic acid.
You may start your day with the donut, giving yourself a little sugar rush. But to keep your body and mind in check, having fruit like an orange is a better option to keep your day moving in the right direction.
If you're having sugars, right, it can block off some of the communication between your gut and brain. So you can have that jitterness or that, fogginess that can correlate where if you're having a fruit which is high in fiber and antioxidant can support your body.
Burgess also says to be mindful of snacks by incorporating seeds into your diet instead of chips or crackers to keep your mood in check and give you cognitive support, and make sure you stay hydrated too. Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
Some really good information there. Stick with us. We're going to be right back.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
talked to this police officers, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC is working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
It was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots, I have Spurs roots, I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. I grew up watching KENS 5. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
If you want a meal that will make you say,
So good!
that is fantastic, catch Neighborhood Eats, where we find the best local restaurants. Streaming now on KENS 5 Plus.
Welcome back to the weekly wrap. Now it's time to get this week's quick hits with Meredith Haas, who brings us more on cancer research and the quantum leap.
Researchers are really close to taking that quantum leap. Yes, a quantum leap, but with the internet. Some new technology created by Danish and German scientists have shown that there could be quantum internet in the future. And it's all going to be done using a rare earth element called erbium. Luckily, there are advancements in cancer treatment every day. Well, there's a new one in this new study, and it has to do with electricity. It's all to fight glioblastoma, which is a brain tumor that sometimes gives people only a few months to live. But now certain electrical fields pulse, and immunotherapy might fight against it. And helping plants and crops survive, there's new research showing that using dead cells could actually help them live. Basically, it's work that is exploiting the natural process where plant cells die on purpose, but they help the host plant stay healthy. This could end up helping major food crops. Thank you for watching this week's Quick Hits. I'm Meredith Haas.
Thanks so much, Meredith. And at number 1 in our countdown, a curfew has gone into effect in parts of downtown Los Angeles amid protests against the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. And the president has deployed hundreds of Marines and thousands of National Guard troops to the city. Over the past few days, the LAPD has carried out more than 300 arrests amid isolated incidents of violence and looting. Protests are also continuing in other states, including right here in San Antonio, Dallas, and Austin. Governor Abbott has deployed the National Guard to, quote, uphold law and order across the state. Well, thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. We're going to see you next week with much, much more. Bye, guys.